Yes, sir. We in the building. Bull Raz show. You know, we had to do a surprise show, pop-up show on y'all. And unfortunately, we're gonna start on a bad note. You feel me? It's a sad day today.
Yeah, some really sad news out of Texas. As you just said, we're gonna actually start off with something a little different, something that wasn't originally planned. As you may have heard, there was a school shooting today in Texas. Just happened a few hours ago, actually. A high school student, 17-year-old man. I don't have his name, although it has been released. Allegedly, however, they know he did it. This young man murdered his grandmother this morning, and then proceeded to go to a local elementary school. I heard a report that it was mainly second through fourth graders, but this 17-year-old man decided to go into this school with a gun and wound up killing 14 students, the ages of 10. Again, grades second through fourth grade. He murdered in cold blood 14 children and one teacher. And the reports out right now are that he himself is dead. Whether he took his own life or it was a suicide by cop, we don't know. But hopefully the cops got him. Hopefully they shot this guy in the stomach and let him bleed out, let him suffer. The fact that he's willing to walk into a school and murder children, I mean babies, 10 years old, that's a baby.
This is not a kid that went to that school. This is just...
He may have gone to the school at one point, but he's a high school student. He's 17 years old, and he attends the local high school there.
Oh, my God.
Yep. So I don't know what would possess him to walk into an elementary school and kill innocent little children and a teacher. But yes, he killed 14 students and a teacher.
So where did this happen?
This was in Texas. I did not get the name. However, it's a small town. It's a semi-rural farming community, small community, tight-knit community. And as of right now, they're not releasing any of the names or pictures of any of the students who were killed because parents are still showing up to get notification of whether or not their child was involved in this terrible situation. So right now, it's just early reports are coming out, but the known things are, again, I don't have the shooter's name, but a 17-year-old high school student from that area walked into an elementary school and murdered 14 children, roughly around the ages of 10 years old, second through fourth grade. And along with that, also killed a teacher.
See, that's a different level of cowardness when, first of all, you were obviously mad. You weren't mad at the elementary kids. You were mad at somebody, your peers. So unfortunately, we don't want you to kill nobody, but the fact that you went to an elementary school to kill those kids, that's a whole nother level of evil and a whole nother level of I don't even understand that thing. That's crazy. I want to hear the details and what really made this happen. Now we know Texas, the gun laws and everything else, guns are like a thing out there,
It's an open carry state. In fact, I believe the way it is concealed weapons are illegal there. So if you have a carry permit, which in Texas I believe is pretty easy to get, but you don't have a holster that goes inside of your coat or inside of a jacket or anything like that. I believe in Texas, maybe it's only certain counties, but I believe in Texas that when you have a carry permit, that you have to have your gun exposed on your hip. It's a handgun, open carry. But if this guy was so hell bent on, because like I said, he wound up, he's dead now, so I imagine he probably killed himself. But if that's what he was looking to do, you could have saved a lot of trouble. He didn't need to kill his grandmother. He didn't need to kill 14 children.
Taking care of them. So you would imagine that, I guess, the anger started at home. We don't know the details, nothing. I'm not going to speculate. Last time I said spectate, but I meant speculate. I'm sorry for laughing, but Leah, this is a sad thing, and right now it's like a thing in America. These killings, the school shootings with kids getting their hands on these guns. You feel me? I'm never with that, and I'm pro gun, but At the same time, it's like, come on, man. How the fuck do these kids get I'm sorry, the language, but these kids getting their hands on guns is a major, major issue. This hate that's being breeded at the home, because that's where it's coming from. And we got to really analyze that and figure out, like, how is this really happening? You feel me? But that's just a sad note. You feel me? It's sad.
It's absolutely tragic. It's absolutely sad. It's completely uncalled for. Whether or not it could have been avoided, you know, I imagine it may have been avoided. You know, a person who is capable of doing a thing like this, they don't just wake up one morning and go from being a great guy to murdering 15, 16 people in one day. That just doesn't happen. So, you know, what this comes down to is, you know, if the kid was living with his grandmother, that's a tough situation, because most young children, you know, teenagers and under, who live with their grandparents, the grandparents for the most part are usually pretty out of touch. You know, again, I don't know, the grandmother could have been 45, 50 years old for all we know, but, you know, the way I picture it is she's probably, you know, retiree, probably, you know, 60s, somewhere 70s maybe. You know, so really not try to blame it on the grandmother, but, you know, the school, friends of his, people around him, I'm willing to bet that this kid's probably had issues in the past. So local law enforcement, you know, there was definitely signs. Every time we come across one of these school shooting incidents, you know, in the following days and weeks, reports come out that, you know, the perpetrator of the crime did this, they did that, and it's all early warnings, you know, and they seem to go unnoticed or not cared about until all of a sudden we have something like this happens and we have, you know, 15, 16 people dead.
Yeah. And the fact that he lived with his grandmother, most of the time, typically he went through some trauma to go to be in that situation. Like, where's his parents? You know what I mean? Like, what happened to them or whatever else. He was he a, you know, a troubled child that caused problems and had to go to the parents couldn't handle it? I don't know. But usually, like, when you got a kid that lived with his grandmother, there's some trauma behind that. And whatever else. We're not making excuses, but we're trying to analyze the situation so people can see the signs of all this bullshit, because now it's becoming a thing that we all need to be looking out for nowadays, because it's like you got to look out for it. Like he said, the signs, like B-Rad said, the signs, and we all have to, there's got to be a community. It takes a community to raise a child. Now, if you're ignoring the signs in these kids, then you are to blame too. You feel me? And that's just like, that's what it is. For real, for real.
It definitely is. You know, it's terrible. It's sad. You know, and I'm not placing blame on anybody. I'm not placing blame on the school that this 17-year-old went to, the high school that he went to. I'm not placing blame on the teachers or, you know, the educators there for not noticing early symptoms or early warning signs that he was going to do something like this. Maybe there were none. People do just snap, but, you know, majority of the time there are warning signs. But on the other hand, hindsight is always 20/20. You never expect someone to do something like this because no one in their right mind would do this. So majority of people could never imagine this type of thing happening. So whether or not he had issues in school, you know, kids act out. You know, it doesn't mean that they're going to pick up a gun and start murdering people, but some do lately. However, I do want to point out, you know, we do seem to have a lot of school shootings and just mass shootings in general. You know, we had a mass shooting in Buffalo the other day. 8 people were targeted and murdered. I believe it was a hate crime. The 18-year-old man, I believe, acted alone. And he was in Buffalo, New York, and he showed up and he murdered people. He was a white supremacist from what I've heard. However, I do believe he did kill, out of those 8, 3 or 4 were white. But bottom line is, you know, people are just,
he couldn't aim. He had a rifle, you know, semi-automatic, whatever, that thing going on. And they said they had footage of him apologizing to the white people that he shot or whatever else, almost shot, different things. So, you know,
excuse my language, but fuck him and his apology.
Yeah, for sure.
Seriously.
This is a sad state we in, you know, it's fucked up, you know, but that's what it is now. We breeding domestic terrorism, and that's just what it is. So now we all got to be the smart people and the people that have got little sense in their head, that they have compassion for human beings and stuff like that. So we all got to look out for each other, and that's it, you know. Fuck all that black and white, Chinese, all that racist shit. No,
we're American. We're American.
Be human beings, and that's it. You feel me? And that's what it is. But you know,
absolutely, it's sad. It's sad because we live in what I'd like to say is the absolute greatest nation, not just in today's world, but in the history of the world. We are absolutely the greatest nation. We are a melting pot. We have people from all walks of life, all different religions, all different races, creeds, sexual orientations. And yes, there are issues, but you have to understand in a country with what, 330 million people in our country. And it's tragic that these things happen, but to be honest, compared to the amount of people in our country, these acts of violence aren't that prevalent. It's not like it's all day every day. It's increasing, but we have a lot of people. We have a lot of good people here. It's that 1% that just doesn't fit into society and has serious issues.
Need to be eliminated. You feel me?
So we're gonna do
a 5-minute moment of silence for the people that lost their life, and we're gonna get into this next subject. 5 seconds, my bad.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna start right now. All right, rest in peace for sure. And that's just that's what it is. But I put up a poll on my channel, and it was saying like it was being stupid. I think I took it down because there was a couple names that weren't arrested as far as the YSL case. But I put up a poll and I said, who gonna rap first? I said, who's gonna snitch first?
Somebody's already been talking. People already been talking.
Yeah, but I'm talking about out of the stars, that the people that's well known or whatever else. So and a lot of people said Gunna. Everybody said Gunna. I think it was like 70-some% of people said Gunna. Now, I don't know if you're familiar. Back in the day, he had a little thing. He was on Crime Watchers. There's a show where he was basically telling on somebody. In my opinion, his cousin got arrested for killing somebody, and Gunna was saying it wasn't him. It was a dude in the red. It was the dude. It was describing the dude that actually did it. And people said he's a rat. So I think that's got a reason why they're saying he's going to rap first. But what you think about that situation? Because everybody's saying Gunna.
Well, I mean, ratting is one thing. People like to throw the word rat around. All right, let's put it this way. One, I mean, this doesn't apply to Gunna's situation necessarily, but one, if you're not involved in that life, if you're not gangbanging or you're not a criminal, and you call the police or you witness a crime and you tell the police about it, you're not a rat. You're doing your civic duty as a good person because you're not involved in that bullshit. And nobody wants these things going on in their towns, in their communities. Nobody wants this shit to happen. So, some people are gang members. Some people live on that side of the world. I mean, on that side of life.
He's a gang member, according to him. He's from 60.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. It doesn't apply to him, what I'm saying now, because he is a gang member. But on the other hand, even if he's in a gang and someone's saying, oh, you did this, you did that, and he says, nah, I didn't do it, and he's about to go to jail for it, he's like, yo, that guy did it. I had nothing to do with it. That's really not ratting because he didn't have shit to do with it.
Ratting. Yo,
no, that's not ratting. If he's sitting in the back of the car and his homeboy does it and he's like, oh, he did it, that's one thing. That's a rat. But if he's just minding his own business and gets picked up for a murder or attempted murder that he didn't commit, and he's like, yeah, I didn't do it, this dude did it. Like the hood.
That's ratting. That's ratting, sir.
There's different opinions. I think if you're not involved and you're not about that life and you're not involved in it at all.
Well, if he wasn't involved, then yeah. But
that's what I'm saying. He wasn't involved in that one. He had nothing to do with that one.
About that life. He claimed to be a gangster and everything
else. But if he starts talking now, if he starts talking on this whole YSL thing, yes, then he's definitely a rat.
No, that was ratting before. That was ratting. Okay, but hold up, B-Rat. May Slope, you're in the building. What's up?
What's up?
You hear this? You hear what we talk about? Why is everybody saying Gunna going rap first? They saying Gunna and they're going rap first. You hear me?
Who?
Young Thug and Gunna.
young.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I'm telling you, B-Rad, that's ratting, man. That's ratting. That's ratting. You really saying if he pointed out, if he's in the car, he get picked up and he points out and he like, oh, I didn't do it.
Oh, if he's in the car, he's ratting. I'm saying if he wasn't even there, had nothing to do with it, they show up and pick him up and he didn't have shit to do with it. And he's like, I didn't do it. And he knows who did do it, but he wasn't there. Then that's not ratting. But if he's in that car, that's a rat. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's right.
What are you talking about? If he didn't have nothing to do with it, but he get picked up and he say, oh, nah, I didn't do it. They did it. And that's still ratting, homie. That's ratting.
Oh, for real. That's ratting.
I mean, so what? So if he had nothing to do with it and he wasn't even there and he gets picked up for it, knows who really did it, he should what? Just keep his mouth shut and go to jail for somebody else's crime?
Unfortunately,
that's crazy. That's crazy. Like I said, if he's in the back seat, then he's a rat.
We said if he's a gangster, if he's from whatever else. So if he is a rolling 60s Crip or whatever else, and he does that, that's ratting. But if he's
yeah, that's true. Okay. That's true.
Thank you.
No, but Gunna's a blood. He's a YSL. He's slime. He's slime like. He's blood.
Nah, you crazy? Gunna is a Crip. Gunna a Crip.
Really? I thought YSL was blood.
Yeah, YSL the majority of bloods, but Gunna a Crip. They got bloods and Crips. You feel me? Marco,
no shit.
He said it's still a rat in the comments. Yo, Mace, what's up with you?
No doubt. As you can tell, I'm not gang affiliated.
Yeah.
Talk to me. What's up in the can? What's going on in Donovan?
Man, you know, we chilling. Fuck shit.
Your phone is low.
You know, chilling. Doing our thing.
Yeah. You
feel me? But it's all good right here. But I feel what you're saying. You hear me? I feel what you're saying. That is what it is. Feel me? Shit, that's how I feel.
So B-Rad, what you know about why did they basically, because I did a light news special and I was talking about how they using lyrics against Thug, and I played some audio from the case and everything else, and Thug got a song called Take It to Trial.
Yeah,
he played lyrics from that, and he played certain shit, and the prosecutor actually told the judge, yeah, he has some choice words for you too, judge.
Yeah, he said fuck a judge, fuck a cop, fuck a lawyer, you know, fuck all y'all and be about that.
Gangster rap, like that's gangster hip hop. But they're using that in the motherfucking court. Like, it's crazy. So what you know about why they took him off the case, the lawyer?
Well, basically, they're taking him off the case because they're saying that lawyer also represented somebody else in another gang.
Go ahead. What'd you say?
Me?
Yeah, my bad. Mace, hold on 1 second.
What they're saying is that the lawyer that's representing them was representation for a rival gang set or a rival clique prior. So they're saying it's a conflict of interest because, you know, he represented a different gang at a different time in a different case. But that, first off, the lawyer says that he did not represent him. So basically they have to figure that all out. And bottom line is, all that means is that they're delaying that case until something like June 2nd. So Young Thug's going to have to sit on that until, you know, June 2nd when they come back, and then the judge, you know, rules on whether or not the lawyer can actually defend him or not, or if he's been compromised, as they say, or if it's a conflict of interest. And there's one thing that's kind of, to me, it's a bit funny. Young Thug's lawyer is saying that, and Young Thug is saying that he's being held in subpar conditions. You know what I mean? Like, but you know, one, you're a gang member, so jails, institutions, and death come with that. But so you're a thug, and you're gonna go to jail for potential murders and all this shit, and are on a RICO charge. And you're going to complain that jail is subpar living? Yeah, no shit.
You got that money.
People don't want to go there.
When you got money in a certain type of judge, yeah, you take them chances. That's what gangsters do. At the judge, the lawyer telling you, yeah, we should try this. And he had, he took off the case as one of the best lawyers in Atlanta. Like, go ahead, Mace. What you say?
Didn't I tell you in the beginning that this was gonna happen?
What?
Didn't
Nobody ratting yet. Nobody. They not ratting yet.
Not on paper.
Oh. Nah. All right.
From what we know, they not ratting yet. But what I'm saying is, these dudes are going to do whatever they can do, or try to do whatever they can. So why are people surprised that Thug is saying, "Oh, get me out of here," whatever else? The lawyer, if he's good, he got the best lawyer supposedly in Atlanta. If he's telling them, "Let's try this," Thug's gonna say, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna go with this." You feel me?
And that's what I'm saying. If the lawyer's the one saying, "I can get you out based on this, let's roll with it," Thug's gonna be like, "Yo, let's get it," like no doubt. But if Thug's sitting there like, "You gotta get me out of here because this place is dirty and there's rats and there's roaches,"
you
know, like,
happening?
Fuck you expect, dog? Like you in the vein, bro. Like people don't want to go there for a reason. It's not a fucking country club.
It's not at all.
And you didn't cheat on your taxes either.
Take it to trial. I take the best deal. Take it to trial and take the best deal.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna take it. I think they're gonna have to take it to trial. They facing too much crazy shit.
For real.
So the deal is gonna be ugly.
That's all.
I think.
Prove your case. Prove your case.
So Mace, cause B-Rad told me like I think we talked about this, but they got a state RICO. It ain't a federal thing.
Yeah. Yep.
What happened?
I said they got a state RICO. It's not federal, so that's different.
Oh
yes.
Oh yeah.
It's about a 50-50 split usually.
Look, it depends on what area it is. Cause our system, it runs a little different, you know. With all what they got caught with, you know, a motherfucker will be looking at, you know, the rest of his days up in this motherfucker on the real. So I don't know how they do it on the East Coast, but they from what I think, you know, there's gonna be a lot of time given.
Okay,
you know,
Mace,
like,
check this out.
Basketball numbers.
So their bail was denied, I think today or yesterday. What does that mean for them?
Yeah.
What do you think that means?
Yeah. Off top. That shit, man.
You hear me?
It's whoever gets uncomfortable first, or if they can stick it out. Whoever gets uncomfortable first, I guess.
What does it
That's
mean?
who's gonna talk.
Lifestyle.
You heard me though. Their bail was denied. What does that mean for them? You think?
I know.
You ain't answered me.
I mean, shit. That means if they can stick it out, nigga, and do the time until they can't get out or take it to trial and beat it or lose whatever, nigga, I think somebody's going to get uncomfortable up in the situation that they're in. Feel me?
It's a
hella
uncomfortable
but,
situation.
I would hope so.
You know, and then a motherfucker may flip. You feel me? I don't know. But that's on them. That's whatever they do. Feel me? So a motherfucker can't say nothing until it happens. Feel me? On the real. But
Crazy,
you know, I don't see
crazy
it going too well. On the real, I don't see it going that way.
I don't think y'all
That's all.
know the impact of Young Thug and how big he was. Really, you feel me? It's gonna go down, and if he don't rap, he gonna be considered a super legend in all the hoods. And
he's gonna be the king. He's gonna be the king, and I think that's why he's gonna stand on it.
I'm just telling you the truth. Like
I think he's gonna stand on it. I think Young Thug is a real dude. I think he's really about that. And the reason I say that is because he's not stupid. I think he knew that this was gonna come. You know, like
there's songs, an old song Till Infinity. This is on like this last one of his 3 albums back. He said, "Gangbanger charging Rico." Like he say shit like till infinity. You got right or wrong, you better ride or die. He always was talking like that. You feel me?
And
like,
I think he's about it. I think he's about it. I think he might have become a little arrogant because he had the money. He had the money and thought, you know, I can beat it. But he damn well knows if they bring a federal RICO against him, nobody beats that. Nobody beats that.
So what do you think? if they don't win with the state, you think the Fed's coming at them?
Well, I think it's one of two ways. Either the Fed doesn't think that the state has a strong enough case, so they don't even want to get involved because they don't want to look stupid, or they think that the case that the state has is absolutely watertight and they don't even need to get involved. They'll just show up in 25 years when Thug gets released, meet him at the gates because they don't even tell you. They just show up. You think you're going home? No, you get in a car and you take a ride with, and you go do your Fed time now.
Well, look, you got to think, after they go for the state, the Feds might want to pick it up after.
That's what I'm saying.
That can always happen too. If the state fumbles, the Fed can jump in.
Here's the RICO.
But the thing is, when the Fed tries them, I don't think they can reuse any of the information that the state used. And what does the Fed have on him that the state doesn't? He hasn't had the Feds rolled on him just yet. He's only got state. He got
bodies and organized gang shit.
Yeah, but if they get found innocent on the bodies and all that bullshit, or somebody goes down for the body specifically, you can't bring him back and try him again.
You're right.
Once you're cleared, you're cleared. They can't bring that shit up again. Not legally, unless they go ahead and do what the federal government always does and just fucking invent some law for that case. They got a real bad habit of doing that shit.
And I'm with you about what you said about God damn it, I done forgot.
About Thugger standing on it?
Yeah, he gonna stand on it, you feel me?
Because I think he will.
That song that they used in court, Take It to Trial.
I think he'll take that.
What that tell you about the nigga? And Macy, you know you're a penitentiary nigga. Like when I was going through my can and all that shit, all I heard is the real niggas talking about these punk ass niggas need to stop copping out, start taking it to trial. If everybody taking the trial, then it'll be better for everybody. They ain't got money and time and resources to do this shit.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Nobody was with it, of course, because they offering them sweet ass deals. You feel
me?
I signed for. I could have did up to 9 years for the shit I did. But I signed the thing, and I was like, "Oh, hey, give me the minimum." I signed for the minimum, 3 years. You smell me? But
yeah, because see, if you don't
took the shit to trial, then shit'll be different. So every dude in jail and penitentiary, that's what they niggas know that shit. Mace, hold up, B-Rad. Let Mace get on that.
I'm on my second 8-year term. On the real, on my second 8-year term.
Am I right about that though? The taking the trial thing?
On the real.
It's a dangerous game you're playing with that, though. That's a dangerous game. Because check it out.
I didn't do it.
Regardless of who you're going after, the cops, the DA, whoever's on that case, they don't like being made to look fucking stupid or played with. Okay? They got real attitude problems.
Dangerous, but
because check it out. If they offer you a 3-year plea, and you don't take it, it's not like the judge is going to give you like a 2-year deal. He's going to whack you out, and he's going to give you 10 to whatever. He's going to max you out because you didn't take their offer.
That's true. And everybody
that's his homeboy right there. Like, that's the DA is friends with the judges. These guys, they play golf. They have drinks together.
Correct.
Then they drive home drunk, and nobody says shit about it.
Yep. They bang each other's wives. They go out.
I was just going to say that, too. I've seen some crazy shit in my local courts because my local court runs like its own entity. They do whatever they want there.
They had little freak parties, whatever, Yeah, we know that. But what my point is, and they're using this song against him. He said, "Take it to trial," and it goes back to your point of Thugger gonna stand on it. I'm just bringing up these things that they said. Like even on Thugger's latest album, you hear Gunna. He said, "Limbos and felons ain't no telling I could never be a cop." You feel me? That's on the song.
This call. Say or dial 5 now.
Like these dudes, they better stand on that shit. Fuck it, it's over.
To refuse.
I agree. I agree. Because what's going to happen to them if these guys rat if some of their lowest soldiers, guys that are barely even like in that, like if they rat whatever, they'll probably get clipped, but they probably won't either because there ain't going to be nobody around to do the work. And plus, who's going to whack somebody after a fucking huge bust? Hopefully, these kids wouldn't be that stupid, but I don't know that not that smart. But anyway, like if Thug or Gunna do that, if they talk, what are they gonna do?
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, I'm gonna come back to the industry and make money. That's what he'll do.
You got faith in him. You got faith in him. I ain't got too much faith in.
Mace ain't got no faith in him.
I don't. I really don't. because of
I
the
got faith in
lifestyle.
Thug. I don't know about Gunna, but Gunna, I think Gunna's gonna get out because they don't got shit on him. All they have on him is that he's one of the founding members.
But they're gonna scare him and say, "We got this, this, and that, and you facing this, this, and that." That's what they're
Yeah, he's got a lawyer who's gonna stand there and literally say to them, "You know that's that bullshit." The lawyer's nice.
You're right. You might be right. You might be right. And hopefully he's smart enough to know that. But you know, I kind of think he might rat too. I ain't gonna lie.
My prediction is Thug gets 10 years or less, but could be facing 25 or more. I think he gets 10 or less. I think he serves 4 to 5 of it. And I think he delays trial for 3 or 4 years. I bet he doesn't go in the can until he's about 34, 35 years old, because I think he's 30 right now. He goes in the box 34, 35. He's out by like 39, 40. And he comes out and then he just sits back and runs his company. He's gonna go hard for another 4 years, rapping about all this jail coming up shit, how he doesn't sleep at night, how he started taking Xanax and shit. You know, that's 2 albums right there.
So you say,
and then he'll cut one from in protective custody because he's already in PC. He went PC the minute he went in there, and I don't even think he had a choice. I think there's 2 reasons they did that. One, he's a celebrity, so the jail didn't want to fucking hear about it. They didn't want to get him killed and have to hear about that forever, so they put him in PC. But also, he runs a known gang who's doing. They're putting in work in that county. They're putting in work. That's why YNF is scared shitless right now.
Okay, wait a minute about that PC shit, Mace.
Hey.
There's no way that's by choice.
Hold up, because I heard some gangsters say it's by choice, and Mace.
No, it usually is by choice, but there are certain people they will not allow to go into Gen Pop, which is they're not going to let him go in because if he gets stabbed in the neck and dies, the state is going to have to answer for that.
But a guy like Suge Knight, you would consider him high class or no?
Well, also what you have to consider is both individuals, both Young Thug and fucking Suge Knight, they run a known gang. They run a crew.
Oh, that's allegedly they run.
Yeah, no shit. But allegedly he runs it. So they ain't gonna put him in Gen Pop and let him run his crew. They're gonna put him in PC. They're gonna hope they catch him shooting pipes in the doors.
That's my point. Macy, speak on this.
That he's accused of killing ain't just a nobody either.
Macy was in Gen Pop with Suge Knight. Macy, am I wrong?
No, I'm sure he's been in population because he's not running it no more. But back when he first got arrested, he was heavy duty in the Bloods, and they call him a shot caller. So they're probably I don't know about him, but I know with Thug, he's one who started it. Him and Gunna were 2 of the founding members. There's 4 other guys, and they're not going to allow the founding members of a gang that right now has numbers in that prison, in that jail, and they're putting in work on a daily basis. They're not going to let their 2 leaders show up on the yard. It's not happening. They're never going to let it because he's just going to run the gang from right there. At least if they put him PC, he's still going to run the gang in and out the street. But that's why they slid him that cell phone that was tapped, and he talked on it, and he got caught ordering a hit. That's the other thing. That's the thing you're not talking about either. He got caught authorizing a hit on YNF Lucci like 5 days ago, 6 days ago. He's done for. Right. Somebody snuck him in a cell phone. Somebody snuck a cell phone into him, but the cops got it first. They put a trace on it and a tap on it, and he calls his boys that are known YSL who didn't get arrested in this RICO. He calls them and says, "Yo, why didn't you get at that man? Why didn't you do something about that yet? Y'all are getting soft." And then he says, "Yo, get him. Get Lucci." So he literally ordered a hit on YNF Lucci from jail on a cell phone tapped by the police.
This call
that's a murder charge right there. That's attempted murder.
Yep.
And proves that he runs a continuing criminal enterprise. And that's why they're going to get him on the racketeering. Like, that's why they're going to use RICO on him. That's the only reason now that the state case had a chance. Because before, they didn't really have shit. They had circumstantial evidence. Shit in his house, he wasn't there, and there's 10 other people in it all the time. All right? You can't prove that's his shit.
They've been investigating him since I don't know when.
9 years ago. 9 years they've been investigating it.
That's going to come out in the case, so you can't tell.
Yeah.
You don't know exactly.
Oh, we heard bullshit. They're gonna have jaw dropping shit.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, now he's fucked. I thought he had a shot, but
the West Coast indictment, that was they took years to do that too. They had gang of shit. They had a bunch of shit. So you don't know what they got in the cut. You feel me? Like,
they didn't show their ace. They didn't show their aces on the first.
They probably got something in the cut that'll make a motherfucker rat turn over.
Yeah, you're right.
You don't know what the hell they got going on, but they got something. You feel me? So you can't just say that he ain't gonna do something. When I mean, come on, that's just putting too much faith in the motherfucker. You feel me? Like.
Yeah, but
when they pick up you and 26 of your friends,
out like this motherfucker could because my one of my best homies that I thought was my best homie flipped the script on me so fast. I didn't know what the hell was going on. You feel me?
It happens.
You don't know what's on the
happened to me twice. 2 people did it to me.
Scratch that motherfucker. Feel me?
Yeah,
and I ain't got that in. Feel me? So,
yeah,
on the real.
It get crazy
just
out
wait
there.
and see what happens. Feel me? I just don't. I think one of them gonna flip. I think that's what I think, but that's only my opinion. Feel me? Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Yeah. Just saying. Just saying. Because this is a hard life.
For sure.
It's a hard life.
But you said something to make a motherfucker flip. Ain't shit to make a real gangster flip. You feel me? And you know what? And guess what? They stand for stuff. Every real dude and the culture that stand for stuff, speaking like Larry Hoover, Big Meech, these guys with the profiles that really looked up that Pistol Pete, he's from the Bronx, and he a big dude. They got him he ain't have contact with nobody for the past 20 years, like crazy shit. Like these
because back then was when they first that was when they first started making it so that you like taking jail, you're gonna get life. You know what I mean? You're gonna get life. They're gonna throw you in a fucking hole, 23-1 lockdown for the rest of your life. You ain't gonna talk to nobody. That's like it's illegal now. That shit is illegal to do now. It's torture. It makes you go crazy.
There's articles.
There's people out there.
Black shit
and ADS.
Hey, Mook.
What's up?
But on some black shit, huh?
What you say?
Hold on. But I was just saying. But on some black shit, a nigga hope. You know, it go all as well. You feel me?
Of course.
Like it goes how it's supposed to. You feel me? Everybody gets their fair shot.
But
we all, as a black man, I hope that too.
Yeah, but for any dude, for any real one, I mentioned John Gotti. You feel me?
On the real.
Like it ain't about that. It's about like. But what I'm saying is, you mentioned they might rap, but I'm telling you, there's real ones. It's possible. You feel me? And for what I studied this dude, you know, and I ain't, and if they rap, whatever, I'm wrong and shit. Like maybe Gunna, I don't know, but a nigga like Thug, I just doubt it, homie. He went through he was a shelter boy, you know, all that shit. 10 brothers and sisters, you know what I mean? Crazy shit, taking care of his family, all that type of stuff. And he always knew this shit was gonna happen, you feel me? And that's a fact. Okay, Mace Slope, Black Atheism is Freedom said, I rock with Mace Slope. Rest in peace, CW3 and Lil Mikey.
Yeah, rest in peace. You know, Young Man Blue, you know, Tiny Dirt, feel me? Taz, feel me?
I used to fuck with CW3 music too, some of this shit. But but you see what I'm saying, Mace? Like Larry Hoover, certain dudes went down and they rap. You feel me? Even dudes from Treyway.
Oh yeah.
You know, even like it's possible out here. It's some real dudes that's gonna bite the bullet. And if you think about Philly, OBH, what you know about them? B-Rap, OBH, AR Ab,
You got real G's out just go down with the shit. You feel me?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Didn't they say the nigga that played American Gangster, then he end up turning on everybody?
Yeah, he was.
No, Frank Lucas was a fucking embarrassment.
He was a rat boy. Because he said it was over his girl or some bullshit.
Was a G. That nigga was a G. You feel me? A killer. Feel me? But in the end, that nigga flipped the script because he was pressured to. Feel me? So
they designed the game to make you rat these days. The feds literally will give you a beyond reasonable existence for forever.
That's a fact.
2000. This 2000s, not the 90s. Feel me? This 2000s. Motherfuckers do shit.
But we all came up in a time.
And this dude was facing life. Somebody ratted on him. He had to cop out. May slope.
But we all came up in a time where we knew that if you get involved in that shit and you go big enough, that they're going to give you multiple life sentences. You're never getting out. So we all knew that. They didn't do that shit back then. They invented that shit for those guys.
Yep.
They should have gotten 15 years and been out.
That's
you know what I mean? Rapists get 15 years, but they started making mandatory minimum drug sentencing.
And that's what I went down in the mandatory minimum on some crack.
Well, they hand out, 2-4, 3-6 splits. They do a lot of that shit, drug program and all that. But if you're the main dude and they're coming after you specifically, not you to get someone else, you and you're the top, you're doing life. You're doing multiple lives.
Ain't that them is the ones that got caught with all that lean that they said can be as amount to distribute and shit. Mm-hmm. So they put the distribute charges on them and shit. Them ones. And then
but these days when they catch guys, they don't even catch them with shit. They don't catch them with shit.
I mean,
they got them on tape.
Them drug charges.
They caught Thug with a whole lot of guns. They ran up in his house. They caught him with a lot of guns.
The feds have never respected drugs. They will never allow drugs. If you run an organization and you don't fuck with drugs, there's a good chance they're not going to bother you, unless you start dipping in their money or you start fucking with credit cards and computers. But if you just keep it low and just make your money, they don't fuck with you at all. The second you pick up drugs,
they was doing crimes to promote their gangs. They pushing that whatever they call it, S something, whatever they is. Then they say that's there for their gang or something. They was doing what they was doing to promote the gang.
Well, the case ain't started yet.
They picked that up, and then they turned it to domestic terrorism charges. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they can just charge you to the nth degree. You know what I mean? Like they can kill you with just more and more charges because of the Patriot Act, which was blindly signed and everybody cheered, and all it did was fucking rape our fucking rights and give money away to people who didn't need it.
Mm-hmm.
Straight up.
Guess what though? That dude Wack got attacked because the dude Brick Talk got killed. And Wack was the one that they said he was the one that brought it out and talked about it first on Clubhouse, and his brother had a conversation with him on Clubhouse, and they got they squashed it and talked about it, but basically they was mad at him for bringing it out, which he brought out the truth and it really happened, but he wasn't the one that actually brought it out. It was a whole nother room, so it was crazy how they attacked Wack 100 for that situation. Like he can't speak about nothing. You feel me? I was like,
every time he opens his mouth, they say something, but you know what? Until he gets brought up on charges or he gets thrown off off the air, then everybody can just eat a dick.
Exactly, because I'm like,
and if you don't like it, roll up on him. I dare you, roll up on him.
These motherfuckers is crazy though. They really was mad about, but I think it's all a clout thing too. Because once you go and confront him, because he's got access, he's easy access, you can actually have a conversation with him on Clubhouse or whatever.
Absolutely, if you come correct and you speak respectfully, but if you get out of hand with him at all, even the slightest bit, if you raise your voice, if you fucking breathe the wrong way, he's gonna jump on you.
And that's what was funny because everybody, you know, they attacked him for it, like he the one that did it. You feel me? And he like, I didn't do it. He was like, I'm not the one that killed the dude. And he was actually like showing. He's like, dude didn't disrespect me too. He was just like showing respect. He didn't clown him or nothing. You feel me? But
he didn't like that. Yeah.
But people felt the way still, you know, and it's still R.I.P. to the fellow YouTuber and whatever else, or the up and coming.
Absolutely. That's absolutely tragic. It's insane that happened. But, you know, the fact that Wack's going to speak on it, what's he going to do? Not talk about it?
Yeah, exactly. The dude got famous off of Wack. He got famous off of Wack, and that's just what happened.
Yeah, but the more people heard him, the more people listened to Wack because they wanted to hear what the fuck Wack was saying that this dude was going in about. So they were symbiotic, man. They made money off of each other, and that's the game, bro. Like, you know, like that's the game. And he came out and he said respectfully, you know, what had happened, and people want to talk shit. It's like I said last week. It's not like Wack's out here breaking news to the street and the cops at the same time, unheard shit. The cops already heard this shit. That's why they gave him a fucking printed out piece of paper that he ordered off the internet for $35, and they sent him the paperwork. Yeah. Anybody can get it. It's legal. It's public information. The second you sign off on going to prison, you're now public information.
Mm-hmm.
And everything you said, everything that's written down about you, everything that you said to detectives, you know, when you think no one's listening, when you first walk in and that door slams behind you, people start talking. All that shit's on there.
Exactly.
And people act like he's telling the whole world. No, the cops already know this. They gave him the paperwork. He read it, and now he's telling the street what's up. And people want to act like he's ratting on people.
Yeah.
People are already in fucking prison for this shit, and he's telling you what happened. People are fucking stupid. They just want to bitch about nothing. They give the guy shit for nothing. Like,
because he's in their face all the time. Like, so what? Like,
because they're jealous because he's making money and because he's doing shit that they could never dream of doing, and they wouldn't have the balls to do it either.
That's what I'm saying. He got the podcast going, and he used the fucking Clubhouse to launch it. I'm sorry, like, what is he doing wrong? He's taking care of his family and doing his thing. Whatever.
You know what he's doing wrong? You know what he's doing wrong? He's doing good, and people hate to see someone do
good. But Wack is always talking like he about to get whacked. And he had a girl.
Yo, well, he plays with some serious dudes. I'm not saying everybody that calls him gets clowned off the rip. Like, he talks to some serious dudes. Some serious dudes have called him out, and apparently he's not there. But what? I mean, this guy, he's an internet gangster at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't shooting at nobody. He ain't catching fades like on the reg. Like, if somebody pushes his buttons, he might show up and do something about it. But like, he's not gonna go out and fight every idiot that's got a problem with him, especially when it's over bullshit that's unfounded.
Exactly. But is that a healthy thing to normalize how people talk crazy and it doesn't have to go?
Because they ain't got shit and they ain't got shit better to do.
Yeah, but we like to be in the streets. Oh, you talking crazy? Oh, I gotta kill this dude. He said this. I'll pull up on him or this and that. But to normalize it, to make it like desensitizing what I'm saying, to where it's like, yeah, we talk shit, but nothing gotta happen after that. We talking shit. It's what
but you know what? It's because certain people have something to lose and they don't want to lose that, so they're not gonna go out in the street and shoot over it. People that ain't got no money and nothing to lose, they're the ones out there acting a fucking fool because they're jealous.
Exactly. What up?
Catch me up on what's going on, man.
We talking about Wack. You feel me? They mad at Wack because a YouTuber got killed, and Wack was just bringing it to the people in one of his Clubhouse rooms, and then so Wack ended up having to talk to the YouTuber's brother, the dude that got killed, talk to the brother and get the details and figure out what's really going on. But the people, you know, they just mad, and I'm like, why are they mad at him? He was just giving us the news of like, this is a little circle we in. You know what I mean? I'm not saying dude was famous, but he got his little clout and his money off of Wack. He wasn't big and famous, but the circle we in, we know about him, and Wack spoke about it because he got famous off of Wack. You feel me?
Yeah.
But
off top,
he was
go ahead. I mean, what's wrong with niggas piggybacking off of niggas' career? I mean, not like that, not like in the derogatory kind of way. I mean, like what's wrong with a motherfucker getting help from the next nigga that already made it. You feel me?
What I'm saying.
What's wrong with that? Like, motherfuckers is trying to make it in the world today. You feel me?
Thank you.
Like, if you ain't somebody, you nobody. You feel me? If you ain't relevant, what?
But that's
you're nobody.
But that's not the point of
motherfuckers want to fuck with.
That's a fact, and everybody know. And Wack was with it. Wack was down with him making money off of him or whatever else.
I know.
Wack knew everybody.
But like I said, he was generating people to listen to Wack to know what this dude's talking about in the first place. If they liked him, then they start listening to Wack to find out why he's saying this shit, and they find it funny. And now he's getting money too. Like, it's back and forth. It's a relationship. It's an unspoken relationship, but like they need each other. You know what I mean? And to some extent.
Yeah. You feel me? So, but I'm saying, Mace, is why they mad about Wack reporting about homie getting killed. Dude, somebody ran in his house. They tried to choke him out, and when they couldn't do that, they shot him up. He was 6 foot something. He was a big dude.
Oh,
you feel me?
The dude that Wack made famous, they killed.
The dude that had a YouTube channel just like mine, and he had a couple more subscribers. He was
yeah. I remember you telling me about that one. Yeah, I remember you telling. Yeah, why are they mad at him? What?
Because they're jealous ass bitches and they're broke.
I agree. Like, you got nothing else to talk about? Like, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up.
Something happened. It was a girl. It was drug money. He was in the street, so he might have did something.
Shit. But this is I fuck with Wack because he know about my channel.
I think he's funny.
I just don't agree with some of his shit. I don't agree with some of his shit, but he's straight. You feel me?
He comes correct. He comes correct.
My bro fuck with him. My bro fuck with him. I fuck with him. All right, go.
Thank you. And if y'all want to see the new Wack videos, it's on Bull Light 2. Bull Light 2. Bull Light number 2.
Yeah.
This channel can't have no more Wack videos and shit. But I'll do some lives on Wack and do some commentation and shit. You feel me?
Oh, and an update. I still have not received an email back from Crip Mac or his people. So I don't know what's going on with that man.
He ain't
I don't know. Maybe he's back. Maybe he's locked up or some shit. Nobody heard from him.
He did some raggedy lives, and them shits I was looking at, he wasn't even getting that much views and shit no more.
That's some custer ass shit right there.
Yeah, for real. Did he lose his juice or what? Like, because I looked at his live, it wasn't getting like no views. It was getting, you know.
He ain't around. He might be out making moves. You know, he's got to pay the bills.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I got a personal question right now, Mo. Hey, when am I going to get my package, brother? When am I going to get my package?
You gonna ask me that on air, huh? I'm gonna do that.
Nah, I was just fucking with you.
After this
show. Yeah, nah. Shit.
I asked you that live on the air. What's wrong? Your marker ain't looking good or something?
Ain't good looking out. You always look out, my nigga, on the shirt.
You looking bad in there?
I said, good look out. You always look out for a nigga. Keep a nigga above flow. Looking out.
On God. But yeah, yo, it's crazy. We had to do a surprise live for the people, you know, like they're not used to this time. So my regulars ain't checking in. I don't like what's going on, but we're going to stick around for a few minutes because we got some more shit to talk about. You feel me?
I mean, we just popped up on a Wednesday afternoon at 6 o'clock. They weren't ready for that.
They wasn't ready. I'm having a good time, though. You feel me? My boy B-Rad. And we just y'all going to have to get familiar. Once you get in that studio and the lights and the cameras come, it's going to be action. So we
got to get on that. Yo, we got to talk after, but I think I have an idea about that. We can both probably make that happen if we tried hard. Easily.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
There's open stages everywhere.
Yeah. Yo, hold up. Mace Loke, B-Rad, tell him about Crip Mac and how the fuck, like, because Mace Loke is a loped out Crip too. I ain't going to lie. He's a bro, but I'm going to just tell you. But this nigga, did Crip Mac pop because of that tattoo or like why? Like what? I just don't.
I'm telling you, like it. All right. I'm not even saying what. This isn't even coming from me, but from other people, you know, other YouTubers and stuff. Like they explain different situations about him, and somebody said something about the Hoover tattoo. Like that's stupid, and that's childish. That shit that a 15-year-old fucking stick-up kid does. You know what I mean? That's some 17-year-old kid who ain't got no parents, no life, and he's living that life hard. And he's cripping hard. And he's on 55th, and he's like, fuck Hoover. And fucking he gets Hoover killer tatted on the face. But I don't think anybody gets it stenciled across your forehead. Like, that's some crazy shit. So, like, I don't think dude is playing with a full fucking deck, obviously.
But no real gangbanger is shit.
No, I mean, yo, it's one thing. It's one thing to be super hard about your hood and to stand on that. That's one thing. But to do that, like, you're not even low key. You can't even walk down the street. And I'm not even talking about rivals. I'm talking about police. You know, that's why he's in jail.
You got everybody's a gang member. They're an associate that has a different trait about themselves. You feel me? You got. We call them out here. We got party crips, which is motherfuckers that only come around when there's a house party. Somebody getting drunk. You feel me?
Nah, this kid's a crash dummy. He's a straight crash dummy.
Going on. Then you got the pimp crips. You feel me? The niggas that just mac at bitches and shit. Just don't pull no triggers, don't scrape no nipples, don't do none of that. They just they just after bitches, but they gang members. You feel me? And then you got the enforcers. You got the niggas that patrol the set. Go on missions. You feel me? You got, and they do all kind of shit for the set. You feel me? To benefit the set. Then you got the bitch niggas.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
The niggas you can't take nowhere because you can't trust them because they got a mouth on it. They talk too much. You feel me? And you don't want them talking about a situation that can put you in a compromising situation.
So
there's all kind of categories in gangbanging. Everybody is not a gangster. Everybody is not down. Everybody is not hard and gonna stick to the code. Not everybody's gonna do that, especially nowadays in the 2000s. You got way more party crips and pimp crips than anything. You feel me? There ain't too many motherfuckers putting in work unless it's over some crazy shit. You feel me? I mean, but you just gotta realize that.
They got soldiers and they got reservists. You know what I mean? That's the bottom line.
Them is the niggas sin to get rid of. You feel me? Or you put them on 10 times and then say you got to get put on again. And you've been from the hood for 5 years already, but you getting put on 10 times because the homies don't really like you because you ain't doing nothing. You feel me? Them is them bitch niggas. That's what I'm talking about. The punching bags. The slap around niggas. The go get my drink ass niggas. The ones that hold the pistols. For the real niggas. Feel me? You got them niggas. That's what I'm talking about. There's different categories. You feel me?
For sure.
Don't put them in category that they ain't, because every hood got their G's, got their bitches, got whatever they're into. They got them. You feel me?
So
not everybody's gonna stay down.
I was up in Donovan with you, and I was in the gym, and you heard about the little melee, in the gym, right? Remember that?
Yeah, on the set.
It wasn't nothing like the real shit you go through, but I'm gonna tell you, I got a story about it. I think I told you before, but I was hanging, because you affiliated with the Crips, so a lot of Crips that knew you expected me to hang with them or whatever else. Some of them that knew about you or whatever else, but I ended up being friends with Don Mo. You know what I mean? And he was from Crenshaw Mafia. I think I might have said his name before, but I don't think I'm gonna say it now. And we was hanging or whatever else. But
the boy with the big ass.
Yeah, on his back or whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, name KO from Crenshaw Mafia. I don't give a fuck. I'll say his name.
Yeah.
And shit popped off. Guess what? A dude from San Diego, a black dude, a Mexican dude was rapping, and the Mexican dude said the N-word. And then the black dude then took offense to it, punched him in the face. And when you do that in prison, that's a riot because you can't punch another race or whatever else. So it jumped off in the gym. You feel me? Couple dudes came at me, I might have hit one or two dudes or whatever else, but my boy KO, he passed me the shank. He's the gang member, mind you. I'm not a gang member. and he passed me the thing, and I'm looking like, what? I ain't about to, it wasn't even that serious. The cop popped off the block gun and hit a white dude in the head, long hair white dude. Wow, cracked his head. He went down or whatever else. Yeah. And then it was basically over after that. So then everybody, whatever else, I had the thing in my hand like, oh shit, little skinny piece of metal, like about this long, real skinny. You feel me?
Yeah.
Threw it down. It laid alongside my bed, alongside my post or whatever else. And they didn't never find it or whatever else. But I did get whatever. But yeah. But I'm just asking Mace, like, what do you think the respect KO had for me, and what did he think about me to do that? You feel me?
I mean, it don't always mean disrespect.
He think I'm saying he didn't have respect for me. He thought I was a crash dummy.
You in the nut because you're a non-affiliate. You feel me? So let's see if we can either turn them out or use them as a crash dummy. You feel me? Mm-hmm. You're either gonna be banging bloods or you're gonna be that crash dummy at the end of the day. You feel me? They torpedo, that little errand boy or something. You feel me? When
extorted.
When gang knock on to non-affiliate, when gang knock on to non-affiliate,
you have 60 seconds remaining.
That's usually what they turn out to be. They either turn out to be torpedoes. A torpedo is a mission boy. You feel me? A DP, part of the DP committee, beat up crew. You call it, or you can be the hold the pistol boy. You feel me? Hold these. We gonna throw them all in your cell at night. And if you get caught with them, don't say nothing. We got you. You feel me? Then you can be that type of nigga, or you can be, a nigga respect. You feel me? I mean, he seen you as a disposable piece. You feel me? He didn't see you really as because you wasn't a gang member.
Exactly.
So he didn't see you in the mob. You feel me?
So before you go real quick,
it don't always disrespect though. You feel me? He could have.
I thought it was, but we were friends, so I think you're right. We were good friends, so I think you're right. But
but he handed you that shit and let you fucking hang for it, and you weren't even in the crew. That give it to the one cat who ain't affiliated, and then it ain't got shit to do with me or my people. That's some fuck shit.
I was about to ask him, it's hung up, but I was about to ask him if I would have got busy with that thing or something, what would have happened? They would have said, you a blood or you whatever. I don't know, but I'm not affiliate. You know what I mean?
Glad I never had to worry about any of that bullshit.
Yeah, it's going when you go to the prison. Yeah, the white boy gangs they're gonna approach you, and you ain't. But I'm just saying, like, nah. But it's going to trust me. You feel me? Ain't no fuck them.
I'd just be a neutron. I'd be a neutron, and I'd crash out for myself when necessary. And if I saw somebody I didn't like going down, I might help somebody else out. But nah, I'm not going with some fucking white gang. Fuck that shit. They all kill each other. That's all they do is kill each other. They run dope and kill each other.
White boys are in white boy gangs because they have no choice, basically, type of shit.
Because they can't fucking stand on their own.
And their time is long and it's boring and whatever else. They just be like, fuck it. And they go.
Look, I've never been. I have a friend. I have a good friend who wound up going up for 9 years in the feds. And feds is different. The white boys run the fucking fed. That's known. But it depends on where you're at, though. I did an actual job at FCI Raybrook, way up, like Lake Placid, like the next town over. It was crazy. It was snowing in like October there. It was nuts. But we did a job in there, and I was speaking to one of the guys that was with us, and he was telling us that, when I said, I was like, who runs this place? I was like, is it like the AB and shit? And he's like, nah, not here. He said, here it's New York City Blacks run this. And that was their place. But they had dudes coming over from California. They were sending MS-13 gang members over from California over here.
Oh yeah. The Salvadorians. They the toughest Hispanic group, toughest Hispanic gang in America. The MS-13.
Yeah, MS-13. But then they started beefing with Trinitarios out of the Bronx and out of Manhattan and shit. So that turned crazy. We were smoking a cigarette outside, even though you're not supposed to. But our guard took us out there, and there was it looked like brown paint on the floor. And my buddy I was working with, he's like, who spilled paint? And the second he said that, I was like, bro, that's not paint. And that's what the guard said. He's like, that ain't paint, that's blood. He's like, the cameras don't get here. That's why he's smoking here. This is where people get hit up. And I was like, oh, that's fucking beautiful. They were doing it big in there. John Gotti Jr. did his time there. It was pretty wild place.
Okay. Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is, if you was in Cali or even New York and like the
if I was in Cali, no, I have to go white boy or
exactly.
just no. But you really don't in California. You don't have to pledge to one of those. You can just be a Wood.
That's what. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but Woods are they're non gang members. They're just all the white dudes who don't get into that shit, and they hold it down, and they're actually aligned with like they're aligned out there with the Montaños or some shit.
That's my specialty. California is my specialty.
Exactly.
You feel me? I done been up north to down south. You feel me? Now, when you talk gangs in prison, you feel me? I know about this shit because I am promoting. You feel me? So, you know, when you say you just can be a blood, that's not true at all. You can't just be a blood. You gotta be a part of a card.
A Wood.
Oh, a Wood? Yeah. Oh no. A Wood? No.
White boys.
You gotta be a part of the card.
Even that's real shit though. To be a Wood is real shit. You get involved. Yeah, you align with the Southsiders.
I mean, right. You don't have to be a part of the Aryan Nation or the Aryan brother or the other thing. You don't have to be a part of that, but you're going to be a part of this white card.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. You're gonna be with the Woods in the white car, and you crash out for what you believe in, and they're even aligned with like the Norteños or some shit like that.
Go against it. If you go against it, you're off the yard. That's a removal. You feel me? You're gonna listen. You're gonna run missions. You're gonna do what they say. You feel me? Or you're getting off the yard. That's it. That's all. You feel me? When your number comes and you white or Mexican, if your number comes up, you don't complete the test, that's removal. You feel me? I know about this shit, bro.
Cali's a whole different world. Cali's a whole different world.
Yeah, but it's the same thing up here.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And that's how it goes.
I mean, that's how it is. That's how it goes. You feel me?
That's how
it is in prison. Feel me?
That's how it is.
Niggas, I mean, motherfuckers is militant like that. You feel me?
Fuck yeah.
Outsiders in the north are the hardest people because they got the most people in PC because so many people can't fit the script of being a Southsider or a Norteño because their politics are so severe. You feel me?
Because the Mexican gangs get down crazy out there. The Spanish gangs are crazy out there. Like they're nuts. It's crazy out there. They go crazy. They go hard.
It is. It's super crazy. And segregation is what they put in us. So I mean, you know, I used to be able to play with a Mexican or a white boy, and they used to be my best friend. But since I've been through this, I can't do that no more. You feel me? I gotta watch.
Yeah, but isn't business business? You can still do business though.
You feel me? So I'm institutionalized.
At a level
where
he probably could. We ain't gonna talk about business though, whatever. But
no, but I'm saying business is business though. That can always be done.
Yeah, you hear him, Macy?
Through the proper channels, I imagine. No,
you're right. I mean, I was on up to level 2 yard, so he's on level 4 yard. That's a different situation.
That's different.
I'm sure it's the same.
Yeah, I mean, that's super. That's super. You know, we can't drink from the cups. We can't smoke after each other. We can't really socialize like that. You cannot sell with one of us. You feel me? If you do that, then you're a traitor.
Wow.
You know,
no, you got to stick to your race and your race only.
Like shit that we can do on the streets that make us feel comfortable together. We can't do that in the pen.
Wow.
So now it's you fucking with your own race. You feel me?
Yeah.
Now it's fuck the other race. It's all about my race. You feel me? And that's what it turns into. Motherfuckers that was normally not racist turn into the biggest racists.
It's crazy
because
that's
of this
bullshit.
shit. You feel me? So I mean, I did 2 8-year terms and a 3.5. End up doing 2. That's 16 years. I'm still in this bitch doing 2 more. You feel me? So you can just imagine how mentally fucked up I am. You feel me? Like, it's crazy. This shit is built to to fuck you up mentally. On the real, to fuck you up mentally. They say it's CDCR rehabilitation. There ain't no rehabilitation, nothing in this place. On the real, shit, all it is war and chaos.
Watch his book that he wrote. Crazy, real shit. Mace Smoke. Look, they just hung up. They just hung up on him. Goodbye. For no reason. That's the shit they be doing when he start getting real. But you know, yeah, he got a book coming too for the people.
He's got hella phone time though.
Yeah, you know, he get the phone time. You know what that means? No, I'm playing. But man, yo, and what you think about this Eminem and Elvis thing? Why are you doing it? Just because he a white boy? Like, I understand that, you feel me? But it's like they said he tapped on your boy from Goody Mob, the fat boy. What's his name? I forgot. But he's gonna help him, the dude from Goody Mob. Damn, what's his name? Well,
yeah, but there's other people involved in it too, though. There's like 3 other people involved in it, isn't there? Like 3 main big people that are getting down on this album as well, right?
I don't know. All I heard was the CeeLo Green and Eminem to do the
But,
sound.
I mean, bottom line is all right. It's undeniable that, and actually, it is argument because he stole a lot of his music, but. Elvis was the king of rock, man. Elvis changed shit. You know what I mean? Elvis created what a rock star eventually became. Like before that, you know, the fact that the dude even danced was fucking beyond not okay. Like the Bible Belt wanted a piece of him, bro. They did not like him at all. He was making the devil's music. Like he changed the game. You know what I mean? Like, and he was kind of a badass too. But then. He lived too long. He should have went out in his 30s. Not
little girls, man. What you talking about, man?
What happened?
He played with little minors, I heard.
No, that was Chuck Berry. They got him for that.
Nah, Eddie, you crazy? Nah, they got your boy Elvis. Then he
I don't doubt it. Yo, everybody back then was doing that shit. It's just a matter of if they wanted to catch you for it.
Everybody wasn't doing that, man. Nah.
No, a lot of people in the industry, yeah, they're fucking savages, man. They still are.
But I can't deny Elvis was something because these motherfuckers.
I mean, he was a cultural icon, you know. We knew him as an older fat guy who looked like an idiot, you know what I mean? Like that's what everybody knew. The sequins jumpsuit and shit, the rhinestones, like that's ridiculous. People still love it, but like original Elvis, the dude was a bad dude, man. He was crazy. Like he was a legit guy who had some issues, and he showed people what a rock star became.
He's like these rappers now. He was popping hella pills and probably sipping lean way back then. He died on
crazy, bro. Crazy. Can you imagine the women that dude ran through?
Little girls, I heard, but that's another story.
And probably 45-year-old women too.
That boy Elvis.
I mean, like every girl that was 12 years old or more wanted him. Like and back then, like I said, they weren't really. That wasn't an issue back then. Like, thank God it fucking finally is. But back then. They only bust you with that if they wanted to bust you for something. So because everybody was doing it. Dudes were marrying 14-year-old girls. Roman Polanski left the country to fucking marry a kid, and then they just gave him an award like a couple weeks ago. But he couldn't be in the country to get it because he's a fucking known pedophile. But they give him a goddamn award. So it's still okay for some people, you know. But back then it like a lot of people did that. But it's all hearsay too. Like I'm sure the person who claims that isn't alive. Like it's stories. Did it happen? Probably. But we're not gonna fucking know. And who cares? It was a different time. A lot of crazy shit happened back then that should never have been allowed to happen.
But this album is gonna be what, a hip hop album? Is that gonna be dope or what? What are they gonna do?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, one of my favorite bands or groups ever is The Doors, and Jay-Z did a sick job with using their music. He sampled a few of their songs, came out great. Like,
yeah,
Emmys, Led Zeppelin, you know. And plus, who's going to be making it? Is it Eminem making it, or is it Dr. Dre making it?
That's a good point. I was going to ask.
You know what I'm saying?
Actually, about the movie, who's behind? It's going to be huge, obviously. At fucking already, they talk about Eminem doing the soundtrack, so the movie is going to be like ridiculous. Who the fuck?
I want to see Jack Harlow and White Man Can't Jump. I want to see what he's about.
Jack Harlow is crazy. His song First Class.
He was doing his thing. He's doing his thing. I like it.
Like forever now. He's popping. He might be taking Drake's place if he keep dropping hits like this. Like
in a major way, bro. He really is going. And like he's mad nice compared to the other guys you have. Like Mac Miller was ill, don't get me wrong, but Mac Miller stayed underground. He was very niche, you know what I mean? He was
Jack Harlow, he a white boy that got it all. He
that mainstream white boy, you know what I'm saying? Like he's like the white kid that lives in the suburbs in your neighborhood, but he didn't really come from there, but he you know what I mean, he just fits the bill, you know, anybody can like him. Like it's not terrible to like him. He's not about shit. You don't got to choose a side with this kid. Like
yeah. And the suburb thing now is not because Lil Yachty, like all these rappers now, these era of these new young boys, they coming from the suburbs. Tell you the truth.
Yo, listen, people have always
different era. It's not like back in the day. You feel me?
All my friends, when they found out where I lived, would always have something to say because I'm in the suburbs, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like I grew up in the suburbs. I grew up in a nice, quiet, like affluent neighborhood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I'll tell you right now, the shit that went on in this town is unreal. It's unreal. It's unreal.
Yeah. Don't sleep on the suburbs, the burbs.
It's crazy. There's a lot of money and a lot of time and a lot of kids, and they do wild shit. And we push ill whips.
And we push.
I personally had to buy mine eventually, but some kids I grew up with had some fucking crazy cars, bro. Like, I mean, car show cars. Like, when you see rappers' cars, it's like, yeah, all right, whatever. Like, my friends got the same shit. Like, I mean, wild ass shit. Some of these cats out here is super money, man. But then again, you hang out with people in Manhattan, some people got retarded money out there.
Yeah, shit crazy. Yo, and check us out this Sunday because we're going into that whole Jacksonville thing, and we're gonna talk about that thing. We're gonna talk about these internet feds that we suspect is feds. We might have to plan an attack on these fuck boys. You know what I mean?
You said they're out of Jacksonville?
Yeah, I'm talking about the story about the one story.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's great. We're gonna have to look into that. That's gonna be good because if these guys might just get exposed.
Definitely. But we talking about should I say their names? Fuck it. We're gonna talk about Swamp Stories and what's the other one? Trap Lord Ross.
Yeah, they might be doing some foul shit, people. Foul shit.
So we're gonna get into that. So tune in on Sunday because it's definitely gonna be
gonna be good. That's gonna be good.
But yeah, man. Did a little hour. That was cool.
Man, I mean, we just had to pop in. That was some crazy shit that happened earlier today, and then we had a couple updates. You know, I mean, you can't just leave this shit all for Sunday because we'll be on here for 4 hours, and nobody wants to hear us talk for 4 hours.
Yep, that's a fact. Well, rest in peace to the students once again, and this was a cool show, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate everybody checking in, and we're gonna just end it like that. You know what I mean? Peace.